Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. I talked a little bit the other day on one of my reports about this big black snake that my buddy Russ saw. But let me tell you, last night I went fishing along the St. Lawrence River in this spot, and it was a beautiful spot where I had to drive into, and it's a rough road. But when I got there along the water, it was a special place. And so I'm walking along the shore, and the weeds were growing up, and it really made it tough to try to fish. And I hooked 5 fish, and I lost 4 of them because I couldn't keep the hook in as I tried to bring them through the weeds. But here's what this report is about. Is I was bringing the frog, now I'm talking artificial frog, something that I could have above the weeds. And as I was bringing it in, I noticed a snake leave the shoreline right near me. I didn't even know it was laying there. I didn't see it. And it started slithering its way out on the surface of the water. And what was it going for? It was going for my frog bait that I had. And as it got closer, it started snapping. It started going at it. And I tried to keep the frog from it getting it. I didn't want to catch a snake, for heaven's sakes. But 2 other snakes came out from the shoreline. And they started following the other snakes. And I thought, holy cow, this is amazing. These water snakes are aggressive. So I pulled the frog out of the water, and I had it dangling from the end of the rod, and I'm looking at those snakes. I'm thinking, okay, let me observe them. So I tossed it out near them, and as soon as it hit the water, they turned, and they went after it. And as I tried to move it, they were actually, it was like striking, like a fish striking at that. They were trying to get it. And boy, were these snakes ever aggressive. I was amazed. And after I reeled in and didn't throw it out again, they were maybe 10, 15 feet out in the water. They turned, and they slowly, in unison, all swam back to shore and disappeared. Well, they disappeared from my eyes, but I don't think I disappeared from their eyes. And they were watching and waiting. And it brought me back to what I told my buddy Russ about water snakes. Water snakes, I'm not talking about garter snakes or our common snakes that we have around, but water snakes, that's a certain breed of snakes, are very aggressive. And I found that fascinating. I will tell you, next year at this time, I won't remember the fish that struck at my lure last night, and those 4 out of 5 that I lost. I won't remember any of that. But what I will remember those water snakes and how aggressive they were and what their heads looked like and their eyes looked like as they turned and looked for that frog that I had. That will stay with me. And this is what I've tried to say so many times, that when we go fishing, the experiences that we have are far greater than maybe the sum of the parts. The experiences we have are so special. And those aggressive, mean acting, I say mean because we can give them traits. They're not mean, they're just doing what water snakes do. But those tendencies and those actions will stick with me. And they will be part of the new experience that I had for the day. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.